Now, space watchers can celebrate today, as astronomers from my alma mater, UC Santa Cruz, have announced the discovery of a distant planet that they say is capable of harboring water on its surface, thus potentially making it a home for plant or animal life. The planet is called Gliese 581G, and it's orbiting a star about 20 light years away in the constellation of Libra. One of the discoverers has said that he personally believes that the chances of life on this planet are 100%. But others out there are expressing some caution, noting that the planet's density, the atmosphere, the composition, they're all still uncertain. But either way, this is big news for the space exploration community. They're looking at the ease with which they found this planet, only 11 years, as a possible sign that others like it might be common. So, could this really usher in a new era? We're once again excited about exploring space. Well, earlier I caught up with space entrepreneur Jeffrey Manburn. First, I asked him to be honest with me, tell me if he was excited about this discovery.
I am excited. There's life. I mean, it looks really good. It looks really good. Here's a planet that has all the right characteristics we've been looking for. We've been looking for it for 11 years, and it seems just right. Now,
explain some of this space exploration astronomer lingo for us. What does it mean to be a Goldilocks planet?
Well, there's a strange lingo. It means it's just right. Not too hot, not too warm. The temperature is plus 10 degrees Fahrenheit, and cold, it goes down to minus 10. They've been saying that's like a summer day in Antarctica. And there's plenty of life in Antarctica. And so it has the right gravity. And when we say supporting, it could support life, we mean life like us. Organic molecules. We found planets before that could support life, but it would be a strange life we'd have trouble understanding. This could be something that has water, would have the right, could have protoplasms and molecular small cellular organisms, or who knows what it could have. And it's only 20 light years away, and it means that it could inspire a generation, not today, but next generation robotic missions to just send some things there. And you know, they've already gotten the honeymooners and all those other things drifting out the signals for years. But if we send something, this would be a candidate to send a robotic mission and just see what's there. So that's really exciting.
But I mean, before they go that far, there's an entire process involved, right? I mean, to begin with, there's just a few astronomers that have said that they've discovered it. So now what happens? Now, other people also have to research it. They have to approve it, and then
well, I think you're going to see a groundswell for more telescopic capabilities. We need more sensors, both. This was discovered by a team working in Hawaii and Chile, and maybe we could send something up into orbit. We just did send a satellite up, which is going to be looking at certain measurements, and let's get those back over the next couple of years. And if the orbital sensors are saying, hey, there's some interesting things here, and there's a couple of other planets in the area in the solar system. There's two other planets we found in that solar system which don't seem to support, wouldn't be the Goldilocks of just right. But if we find something else nearby, why not send a robotic mission? I'm jumping ahead to that already.
Yeah, well, that's what I wonder, though. I mean, they're saying that 11 years really is a very short amount of time to discover something like this. And you say just 20 light years away.
Yeah, well, 20 light years.
So nonchalantly. I mean, realistically, with our technology, if we were to try to send even, a robotic mission over there, how far away would we be from that?
We can't do it today. The nice thing, though, is we seem to be entering an era of discovery. And it's going to change a religion, how we view ourselves, and the more we probe and go out, and the more people can see these things, and the more we go out beyond low Earth orbit, the more exciting it's going to be. I mean, we went in the 60s, we went to a dead planet, or a body, we went to the moon. Okay, but if we start to go to asteroids and places that might have interesting minerals, and I think we're entering a period where we as a people are going to get very excited about what's out there, and the growing conviction we're not alone.
I mean, you and I have discussed this before, that, when during the space race, exploration definitely was an exciting thing, and then since then, some of that has seemed to die down. You can say that populations aren't as excited, perhaps because we're not necessarily competing with one another anymore, and people are deciding that these projects are just too expensive. But last night, actually, the House voted on, you told me, Obama's plan for NASA. So what is it that they approved? What can we expect?
Well, last night was a great milestone. We've been talking about it the last few months. I've been promising Obama would get most of what he wanted, and somehow this administration just gets what it wants. And the latest
For better or for worse,
better or
right?
for worse, and they got it in space exploration. And a bipartisan group last night voted to go along with the Senate bill, which pretty much codifies that low Earth orbit will be the private sector. You'll have private sector companies sending cargo up to the space station. Private sector companies in the future will be sending our astronauts. Private sector companies like Boeing have announced they want to send tourists. You pretty much are saying NASA, the U.S. government, will be a customer, and we in the private sector will handle low Earth orbit. Equally exciting is we're not saying we will go return to the moon. Now it's policy, as of last night, that let's go to an asteroid, and let's maybe go somewhere else like the moon, and let's try and create technologies to go further. And it calls for a permanent human presence at some point beyond low Earth orbit. And that's incredibly exciting. It's not a superpower race. It's not a race that has a start as of last night and a finish in 7 years. It's saying that we as a people, it's the time for this society, and India's doing it, and China's excited. All those are, South Korea is terribly excited, Japan is excited about space. It's time for us to say, you know what? Either we get excited because there's a buck in it again. I mean, maybe that's what excites us as a society, or it's just really cool. We want to be the first ones to land on an asteroid.
Well, it definitely, you know, the thought of the first planet that could support life just like our own definitely seems exciting and cool to me. Jeff, thanks so much for being here.
Sure.